What is up, guys? Paldean Fates is a mini set in the Pokemon TCG coming out in, a couple days. So today I'm going to be telling you all the competitive cards that I'm going to be picking up for my buy list and what I think will be going into decks, what you should pick up when they get a little bit cheaper, what could be a little bit of a trap, and how you should kind of go about that. Now, for all intents and purposes, Paldean Fates is a functional reprint set all across the board. A lot of cards from the previous sets, Scarlet and Violet base to now, are being reprinted in this little mini set. And from there, there's some shiny cards, all that good stuff, alt arts. Like if you guys are bling collectors and want to up your basic Pokemon into some really shiny cards, this is a set for it. But this video is going to be a little bit lighter because I didn't really want to make a PowerPoint because there's not a bunch of cards for it. So we're just going to listen to me yap a little bit. And we're going to pick up these cards on Friday to have for Dortmund Regionals if you're playing in that, or Vancouver. And moving forward for your cups, challenges, whatever, set becomes legal on the second weekend after release, technically speaking. So February 9th, it becomes legal for competitive standard use. Shout out to Justin Basil. They do an amazing job putting together a visual set list as well as translations. You can check their website out here, justinbasil.com. Show them a ton of support and love. I love using the resources. They're amazing. Do a great job of it. That also being said, if you want to support my channel by buying some cards from TCG Player, I do have an affiliate link in the comments below. Just click on that link, add whatever you want to your cart, and then check out from there. It helps out the channel a ton. That being said, let's jump right into the buy list. Now, we're going to look at these visual set list cards first. I'm going to kind of eyeball what some of the cards do because I think I do remember most of them. So Espathra is the first one I think you guys should pick up. This card is one of the newer EXs that is grass type. It has a really cool ability. The opposing Pokemon needs one extra additional colorless energy to attack, so you are thwarting a lot of strategies that decks might need, like Miraidon, Roaring Moon. These are a little bit more aggressive decks. Giratina even, you're putting them in a little bit of a tougher spot where they have to power up something through this ability. Now, the attack also is pretty good. It's 30 plus 30 times each energy attached to both active Pokemon, which doesn't seem like a lot, but this Pokemon can be used with Gardevoir because it does have a Psychic Energy, and the basic Flittle, I believe, is Psychic type. I do think Flittle only has 30 or 40 HP, so it is a little bit unfortunate that you can only really accelerate one extra energy, kind of accelerate one, evolve to this guy, attach for turn. We're only doing 60 extra damage, but maybe it's enough to kind of chain together something against something like Charizard or Roaring Moon. This should be more than enough to kind of clean up those games, but I don't know how it will deal with in every other scenario. So I would pick up a couple copies of this card. Let's just double check my translation. Let's see if I'm a god. That's right, I'm insane. So you guys should pick up a couple copies of Espathra. I think probably a 2-2 line. I don't think it's going to be a real deck by itself, so maybe a 2-2 or a 3-3 line. I don't think this card will be super expensive. A lot more functional reprints across the board. If you haven't picked up some of these EXs, they might become super cheap across the board here too, so you can pick up your fortresses and stuff like that. This Charmeleon is also newer to our... Oh my god, I went way too far. This Charmeleon is also new to our collection with the Flare Veil that has prevent all effects of attacks. Kind of makes it so Zard doesn't really have to play Jirachi anymore. In theory, so you could pick up this Charmeleon. The attack isn't bad either, so I would pick up maybe 2 copies, 3 copies of this Charmeleon. I don't think it replaces the existing Charmeleon because it has 2 retreat cost, but I would still pick it up for the off chance that it could be good. This new Frigibax is also, I guess, better than the other 70 HP Frigibax because you have the option to use Collect if this guy does get stuck in the active with his 2 retreat cost. So it is something that you should pick up if you continue to play Qianpao. The other 70 HP Frigibax just strictly becomes worse. It still has 2 retreat cost, so it doesn't really change the outcome of the overall scope of things, but I would still pick it up and have it for your deck. I don't think any of these guys are new. Gardevoir EX, brand new card. Let's see how that changes the format. Yeah, there's Flittle. I think Flittle has 30 HP in this one, so that's quite unfortunate. This guy's so small. Makes it very difficult to actually power up. I guess if you play the stadium, the Moonlight Hill Stadium, which we'll come to in a second, you can attach, heal, attach again, and then evolve, attach, so we can get theoretically 2 attachments off of that. But if there's a Flittle with 40 HP, we get 3 attachments off of that, which is fine. Attach, heal, attach. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Never mind. Just 2 attachments still. My bad. I think these are all functional reprints. Great Tusk EX, etc. across the board. Everything's a functional reprint here. Yada yada. Get your Zards, here, nice and fresh. Functional reprints, Revavroom, Noivern, Squawk ability. So if you haven't picked up your Squawk set, this card I think will be absolutely broken. Come rotation, it's pretty good right now. Turn 1 is quite important right now, and turn 1 will still be important. Post rotation, especially with Poffins and more setup based decks. No VIP pass, meaning we're going to have to work a little bit harder to set up our decks. So if you're thinking ahead to April and you haven't picked up like 2 or 3 copies of Squawk ability just in case, I would just grab this card. It might only be a one of index, but I don't know. I don't want to be the guy who like misses out on the boat to picking up Squawks when they're going to get so good later in the future. Now here's where the trainers and the functional reprints kind of stop a little bit, and the trainers get a little bit broken. I don't really know the exact verbiage on all these, so I'm going to just go through them together. Atticus is pretty bad. Clive is also pretty bad. But Moonlit Hill, this card is probably one of the most impactful cards coming out of this set. This card is going to kind of fundamentally change how the next couple tournaments are going to go, because Moonlit Hill does say once during each player's turn, the player may discard a basic psychic from their hand in order to heal 30 damage for each of their Pokemon. Very, 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 very obvious in Gardevoir that it's going to be very good. You get to heal, basically attach 2 more energies to a baby Gardevoir, attach 2 more energies to a Zacian, just heal a ton of damage off your board. If you pair this with something like Cresselia, you are just doing a significant amount of damage, cleaning up your board, basically neutering decks like Rapid Strike entirely off the metagame, making Lost Box have a little bit of a tougher time to actually deal with your board. Which is really good. I would pick up 4 copies of this card. It's actually insane. I mean, I'm going to pick up 4 copies of each trainer that I don't already own, even Atticus and Clive, even if they kind of suck. But I think this is definitely the card that is worth talking about. I believe, besides that, the Paldean Student and Paldean Student are pretty bad. But this card is pretty insane. TM Crisis Punch. The Pokemon this card is attached to can use his attack on this card. You still need the necessary energy for this attack. And it discards at the end of your turn. TM Crisis Punch says if you have 1 prize remaining for 3 colorless, you just do 280. Now, 280 is pretty much enough to knock out everything in the game besides Charizard EX and Mew VMAX. So you're up against a Giratina, you're up against some of these other tough decks. If you just put this on a Cramorant, you get to attack for free. Like, that is insane. If you put this on a Lost Box attacker, you can, especially Cramorant, like Cramorant plus TM Crisis Punch seems like an absolutely insane combo when you're at 1 prize. You have this Cramorant sitting on your bench all game that is just not a threat. It's going to do 110, whatever, yada yada. Late game comes around. Your opponent is trying to figure out, okay, I'm prize mapping, going through your single prize Lost Box deck, trying to take all 6 of my prize cards. How do I maneuver around a TM Crisis Punch? And the answer is a lot of the time you're not going to be able to, because there's going to be a lot of pressure coming in from things like Radiant Charizard, coming in from cards like Sableye, Cramorant. And so TM Crisis Punch becomes one of the better cards in the set, and I would pick up 4 of right off the bat. Finally, yeah, there's nothing in this set for that. But yeah, that's everything for what I would personally buy. There's not like really any traps in this set, just because I don't know, it's just a functional reprint set, so if you don't want to buy some cards, you don't have to buy some cards. And then there's the shiny cards here. So if you're looking to upgrade your, I don't know what basics are actually that relevant. I guess Toadschool is a relevant one. This Charmander is a relevant one. I guess you can go up on Charmander. Or Aquario, even though Mew is, oh, that's the wrong word, Aquario, I think. Yeah. You could get yourself Baxcalibur and Frigibax in shiny, blowing out your collection there. All the United Wings cards, if you're a United Wings gamer. Some of the new Ralts, Klefki. Klefki's a good one to upgrade, gold Klefkis. Try to see what the Pidgey, that's a good one, Call for Family Pidgey. You can upgrade that one. Ditto. I think Ditto becomes a functionally better card in a lot of decks, as a 5th copy of whatever they want to open. And then a couple of the EXs in gold. Or shiny, I guess. I don't really like any of these. These are all kind of whack. Squawk looks pretty okay, but all the other ones are like whatever. I'm not like really married to the idea of these shiny cards being good. These are cool, and the full arts here are pretty cool. This Gardevoir is absolutely insane. Probably going to be quite expensive. Same with this Charizard. Probably also going to be quite expensive. But if you're going to play these cards, you might as well bling it out. This Mew is okay. I like the other one better from the set or the box. But and then I guess you have these gold cards that look very. These will stand out for sure. So if you want a prize check or something, these will for sure stand out. And these cards are the ones that did not make the cut, but that's my Paldean Fates buy list, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy playing with Paldean Fates. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I missed something. Please like and subscribe to help out the channel. And that is pretty much everything from me.